Okay, let's talk restaurants. We all know that amazing food is a must, right? But here's the thing. In today's world, great food is just the price of entry. It's the bare minimum. What we're diving into today is the real secret sauce, the thing that turns a good meal into an unforgettable experience. It's what builds diehard loyalty and can seriously transform your entire business. So, let's get into it.
So let me ask you a question, especially for those of you in the business. What do you think is the one thing that truly makes your customers come back again and again? Is it that amazing signature dish, or is it something else? Most people would bet on the kitchen, but the data, well, the data tells a very, very different story.
And yeah, this might actually shock you. Get this. A huge study by the European Restaurant Association found that a whopping 78% of customers judge a restaurant on its service first. The food? That only comes first for 22%. Just let that sink in for a second. That means nearly 8 out of 10 people walking through your door are making up their minds based on the service, long before they've taken their first bite.
And that really hammers home a critical truth about this whole business. It all comes down to that first impression. Those first few moments are, without a doubt, the most important.
3 minutes, that's it. That's the entire window you get. Research shows that an incredible 85% of customers decide whether they are ever coming back within the first 3 minutes. The way they're greeted, the smile, the vibe of the place, it's all decided before a single menu is opened or a plate is served.
So, the big question is, how do you completely nail those crucial first moments? Well, it all starts with understanding the anatomy of a great experience, and it really rests on 3 key pillars.
All right, here they are, the big 3. First, you've got behavior. This is literally the public face of your restaurant. Then there's appearance. Think of it as your silent business card. And finally, attitude, which is the absolute heart and soul of the entire experience. Let's break down what each of these really means.
To see just how powerful behavior is, just look at a place like Noma in Copenhagen, often called the best restaurant in the world. There, every single server isn't just a server, they're a storyteller. They know the history of every ingredient on your plate. This creates this incredible culture of pride, and it turns the simple act of serving food into a performance. It's a total game changer.
Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Sure, that's easy for Noma. But this isn't just for fancy high-end places. This stuff works everywhere. So let's bring it back down to earth and look at a perfect example. A classic little brasserie in Paris, run by a woman named Sophie.
Sophie decided to go all in on one thing, improving her team's service skills. And the result? It was pretty staggering, honestly. She saw a 35% increase in loyal, repeat customers, and that was in just 6 months. That's a huge leap, and it was tied directly to how our customers felt, not to a single change on the menu.
So what was her secret? What kind of massive, expensive project did she undertake? None. It was a simple, modest investment of 2,000 euros for monthly training sessions on the art of service. It just goes to show you the incredible return you can get when you decide to invest in your people.
Okay, so building up good habits is half the battle. But you also have to play defense. You've got to be ruthless about getting rid of the bad habits, those little invisible mistakes that can creep in and just silently poison your reputation.
And here are some of the biggest culprits: eating on the floor, chewing gum, staff speaking another language in front of customers, which, let's be honest, always makes guests think they're being talked about, ignoring a complaint, or even something as simple as pointing. You might think these are no big deal, but trust me, your customers notice everything.
And here's a perfect, super simple example of how easy to fix can be. Pointing with your index finger can feel a little abrupt, even aggressive, but gesturing with an open hand, it's a tiny change that feels elegant, respectful, and professional. See? It's all in the details.
All right, so we've talked about what to do and what not to do. The next logical question is, how do you actually make it happen? Well, here is a simple, actionable 4-week plan that can totally transform your service. It's broken down really simply. Week 1, you're basically a detective. Just watch your team and take notes on what you see. Week 2 is all about training. Get everyone together, explain the new standards, and then role-play, practice. Week 3, you're the coach, giving daily check-ins and instant feedback. And Week 4 is about evaluation. See what the customers are saying, and most importantly, celebrate the wins with your team.
And if you're wondering if a plan like this actually works in the real world, oh yeah, it does. Let me tell you about this bistro in Lyon.
They were getting absolutely hammered by bad online reviews, and their reputation was really suffering. They knew they had to do something drastic.
Just look at this turnaround. After putting their team through intensive training that was focused specifically on how to handle complaints and conflict, they went from a dismal 2.1 stars on TripAdvisor to a fantastic 4.7 stars, and that was in just 1 year. That is the incredible power of a focused strategy.
You know, at the end of the day, all of this has to make business sense. And let me be perfectly clear, improving service is not some fluffy, nice-to-have extra. It is, without a doubt, one of the single most profitable investments you can make. The numbers just speak for themselves.
A well-trained professional team can directly increase your revenue by 25%. I mean, think about it. They're better at upselling, they create an atmosphere that makes people want to stay longer and order more, and they turn first-timers into regulars.
And the benefit isn't just about the money coming in, it's also about the money you save. When you invest in your people and create a positive place to work, you can slash employee turnover by 40%. Just think of the time, the money, and the headaches you save on constantly having to recruit and train new staff. It's huge.
And all of this leads to one single massive takeaway. In a super crowded market where everyone is competing on who has the best food or the lowest price, your staff is your secret weapon. They are what makes you different. They are your greatest competitive advantage.
So, the final question is really a simple one, and it's for you. We know your team is your most valuable asset. The real question is, are you ready to start investing in them like they are?